Butch is retarded.
Oh,
Butch
yeah.
where?
No, that guy's dumb.
Bro, that guy has like an
where?
astroturfing campaign on Instagram.
He was really. Yeah.
He's a professor at UC Santa Barbara. What the fuck?
Bro, his entire campaign's astroturf.
No, it is. Which is actually really funny. I fully support it.
But you should get a list of everyone who was at the debate.
See, when people try to astroturf us, they completely fail. Respectfully.
Question. Would you guys rather talk about the stuff up there, or should we go person by person and talk about the people who are like leading the governor stuff?
I'm voting for governor.
I want to talk about the ticks.
Wait, go around and ask who people are voting for.
To be clear, it wasn't a Nazi salute. That
What
was
do
a
you guys think?
KKK one to the left.
Bro, no. Oh, fuck. Well, here's hoping nobody took a fucking photo of
What
that.
do you think?
While holding a
Otherwise,
hammer,
I'm.
while holding a hammer in the other
Hey.
hand.
I see.
Damn it!
What do you want? Okay. Would you rather talk about governor?
You know that
or would
wasn't
you
what
rather
I
talk
meant.
about one of the stuff up
You
there?
know it. You all know it.
I want to talk about Canvas.
Okay.
No, it's a
Canvas?
Canvas.
No, Canvas.
What about Canvas do you want to talk
I
about?
was like, oh,
She's moving to Chicago.
I'm talking about Canvas, not Kansas.
wow. You've been a bad girl, Candace.
I think everybody give non-answers.
Do you
Wow.
think
Just
like,
talk about the governor.
Bro.
The candidates people give a shit about.
Do you think it's possible that California can turn red or not?
No.
It's
No.
possible.
That's why you should
It's
vote
not
Matt Mahan.
possible.
Look, guys, look. It's gonna at least be at plus. It's gonna be at best. It'll be like under D plus 10, which is still gonna be really good and can result in a lot of legislative seats flipping. So I would say just vote Republican and trust the plan and hope that a newly emboldened Republican
Yeah, like that's
caucus
gonna
can
do
actually
something.
push some stuff through. That's what I think your best bet is.
You know who we need? Matt Mahan.
He's not winning though.
No, he's not. He's not.
He is polling like close to the bottom amongst the
No, he's not. He has 10% right now.
But also Tom Steyer is at like 20%.
No, Tom Steyer's at
No,
12%.
but the polls vary.
No,
Actually,
no.
some polls have.
Not all polls are
The
equal.
polling is generally dog shit.
Yeah,
That was
no.
good. That was good.
At Reform California, we literally have a polling analysis, and it's actually, and we select polls that are actually have decent methodologies. And if you look at that,
I like
I'm just
that.
gonna pull it up.
Primary elections, so like there's only two candidates.
No, all of them are on it, and then top two move on to
Steve
the
Helton
election.
polling at 19%. Chad Bianco polling at
No,
13%.
And
And then amongst the Republicans, the David Binder poll, Hilton at 23, Sarah at 22, Steyer at 15.
It's literally
Like,
Sharon. Yeah,
the
in a
top
bad.
candidates are polling
Fuck.
in the high teens, low 20s. Like that's where we are. What?
Is it good?
Hassan.
This is polling that we've determined has an acceptable methodology to count. It's not all polls equal. A lot of them have, maybe they have a response bias, right? Maybe only circulate the poll online, which will influence the results.
Quite frankly, given the varied regions, the
Yeah.
short amount of time, lack of funding, there's not a single poll that I would consider valid for the California gubernatorial race.
We're working with the best that we got.
And there's
here.
best you
Like
got.
this is
I
was the
wouldn't
polling
give
that we were in.
credit- I wouldn't give credit to anybody.
People need something.
Yeah.
People need something.
Well,
Those
check it
four
out,
people,
California.
those four people definitely,
And
two
look,
of them will be in the top
see,
two. Out of those four.
It's literally just at this point, the common theme I'm noticing is that Hilton is first in the polls amongst Republicans, and then it's Steyer and Becerra fighting for second place. That's it. Like Katie Porter, she's gone.
No, Porter's out.
Mahan's gone.
Valeri
Oh,
Gosa, right?
Villa Ragosa, I don't know how he hasn't dropped out. His run isn't viable anymore.
And then Thurman.
But
Yeah,
I will
Thurman has
say,
options.
Becerra did say that the gas tax that the gas tax is not responsible for high gas prices. It's the war in Iran, which is absolutely dog
No,
shit.
no, and it's true, but when you compare it to other states.
But like we have such insane energy policies that we
Correct,
are
correct.
very vulnerable to shocks in the oil supply, like Iran. Right?
Most of it is
so that's the
artificial.
problem.
Most of it is artificial, the actual shocks.
Yeah, like it's
It's-
self-created. We are not connected to the national energy pipelines. We don't make our own oil here. We're shutting down refineries, so there's less oil that actually meets California's very strict environmental standards. I could go on.
Yeah.
And also
We
the gas
also-
tax. Yeah, the gas
We
tax is
also
not
have shut
helping.
down
Cap and
almost every
trade.
single privately owned oil field.
And yet
And
we're
oil
still
rig.
a net exporter and still have plenty of gas.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also we have to literally import our oil via tanker, which is absolutely insane.
We do not have to, we choose to as a strategic reserve item, just to keep other people from control the
But
supply
the
of
issue,
oil.
but the issue
internationally.
with what we're doing in that specifically is that when we import oil via tanker rather than relying on our own domestic supply, like what we're doing now, we basically just make it so that, you know, we don't have refining capacity.
No,
We can refine some,
We
can't
actually,
refine all.
no, we do have refining capacity. We don't really use the imported oil. We keep that, put it in reserve, and we sell it out. We just try to control the supply. Like, we are entirely self-sufficient net exporter in gas.
Well, yeah,
oil.
but we're exporting more now because our local refineries are so regulated and stuff that they don't wanna take it, so they're exporting it
Yeah.
out. When we could, instead of importing, like you were saying, get more refineries or deregulate.
Well, we absolutely
And
could, and
gas prices
we
go
need to
drop by
deregulate, but
$2-3 easily.
we aren't doing either of those. So it's good policy, we should, but we aren't.
No, we need to, the fact of the matter is that Valladeo, Vallejo, that refinery shutting down
Oh,
probably,
Valero?
yeah, Valero.
Valero.
That
Shutting down.
that one easily
When
costs,
you're Bolivia.
that one refinery shutting down, that's like, I believe 15 to 20% of our, energy, that's like 50 to 20% of our oil output, our refining output in California. And the fact that you're getting rid of that is just creating such an insane bottleneck. So now there's less oil being refined at
Well, my point is the bottleneck is artificial. The bottleneck doesn't
It-
actually.
it's
exist.
artificial
It's an
because of bad
argument-
policy.
It's an argument to raise prices. The policy isn't, I mean, it's bad, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But it's not remotely that bad to make our gas cost
We
$7 a
shouldn't have,
gallon.
to be honest, we shouldn't really have any type of resource expensive here in California.
haven't- we
We
shouldn't.
are so abundant in resources compared to other states that it's
We
like.
just don't
Well,
drill
frankly,
it.
it's not even drilling. The general country shouldn't have any actual shock radar. We do not use their oil.
Yeah.
It is irrelevant to us. It's relevant to our prices, but it is a great excuse for an oil company to raise prices of gas. Because the consumer can see that, look and go, oh, it's not the oil company fucking us over. It's the US government.
So then who's fucking us over? If not
The oil company.
Well.
How is the oil company fucking us
In-
By
over?
raising
the oil
prices.
Bro.
Oil is an inelastic good. If you take away supply, it's going to
It's
raise
good.
no matter what.
It's
It
not
doesn't
in our
affect
supply.
No,
It is
no,
because
no,
of our
no,
supply.
anyway.
What?
This is real forever.
It also isn't really an
We can't
inelastic,
refine it
it
here.
is not really an
can't-
inelastic good
We
either.
can,
We-
we can.
We can, but we
We
don't
can.
because we have bad policy stopping us from
But we
doing
also
so.
don't need to refine more for our consumer market.
We should refine more.
We
though.
should refine more just to
but
lower
we
prices.
should, well, we need to get rid of the regulation that makes us highly,
Yes.
like.
We
like,
have
highly refined. California, so Arizona and California, and I believe New Mexico have a special blend. Like Arizona's and it's withstand the heat, and same with out here. California takes it a step further, and basically it's like, oh, it needs to have X amount of
Yeah,
pollutants
that.
and this and this, and it's unique to California. It's like that's why it's so
And
hard for us to get gas
also-
To be
because-
honest, I don't
Also,
mind the-
they only necessitate that blend be used for certain times of the year to be more eco-friendly. So refineries who are refining oil for California domestic use have to literally ship production
Yes.
once every year.
But even Arizona's not having the problems California is, and Arizona's is almost as strict because of the heat. Not environment wise, Arizona's isn't as strict, but for the high heat
Yeah,
blend,
of course.
and they're not having problems.
Yeah, I mean, what I will
So
say,
it's
I
like,
think, actually, I don't mind the blend personally because I think I prefer maybe paying like an extra, like 50 cents and having better lungs than not. But at the same time, I feel like the blends aren't necessarily the particular issue. The issue is lack of refining capacity that's being used. And also the other issues which were mentioned, which is also the fact that a lot of the oil companies are exploiting what's happening, and they're using that to artificially increase prices because people believe, oh, you know, it's because of the war in Iran, when ultimately most of the supply wasn't even coming from the
None of the supply.
Yeah.
all planned.
Well, maybe,
When
but
big oil is
Video
in
though.
bed, when oil,
We do
when
not
big
have-
oil's in
again, the
bed with
problem is
certain
we don't have
politicians and
domestic
they have
oil in
regulations
California
way,
that
it kills
meets
their
this-
competition and allows
No,
them to
we
have
don't-
that
we
sole
don't
power to
shut,
seat there.
we shouldn't shut down
So
refineries. It
it's-
will increase gas
ultimately, if
prices.
they crack
And that is
down
a
on this
factor.
corruption at the
But
same
even
time,
still,
also
we
increase
have
refining
more than enough
capacity.
oil that meets
We
all
don't
the
They
have-
have gas
no.
that's
For the
like half the
California
price.
domestic market.
And if you eliminate
We
the
still
gas
have
tax,
enough,
that's
but
an
we
extra
still
61
continue to raise
cents
gas
gone.
prices.
I mean, we'd be very well
We
around
don't
like
really have
2,
an excess of
250
supply,
gas.
and we
And even
still
before
have
the
an
conflict
excess of
happened, I
supply.
mean, up
Excess
north in
of
San
steep.
Jose, I mean, Bay Area is a little bit
So
expensive.
then where the fuck is the
But
oil?
even
A little
you know,
bit.
We're
No, but like
selling
I was
it
seeing
abroad,
like
we're adding
in
to the
San Jose,
stockpile.
like gas for
California specifically, it
350.
stays
The
low.
lowest I saw was
But it keeps
330.
long enough.
No, that's how it was in
They're
East
still gonna
County.
raise
East
prices
County
a
started to
shit
go.
ton.
We had the
Because it's
lowest
the
in
national
San Diego
market.
County, and it was like
Well, the national
it was
market
like
is-
even for premium, I was like
Iran
paying
is
just barely
irrelevant to
$4.
national
And I was like,
gas and oil
oh,
supply.
hell yeah,
We're
this is
entirely
nice.
And this
self-sufficient.
is without the
expensive,
gas
but-
tax being gone, and this is
We
with our
take it
horrible
into
refining capacity.
Regulate
And so in
what
the
other
end, like
countries get oil and how
like
much
we
they
were at
get.
330.
That's the
330
only
is
reason.
better than what I used to see, even like almost pre-COVID, right?
You know.
And so at the end of the day, I mean,
But that
It's
was
the
that
only
was for
situation
like
where actually
maybe a
say
few
this is a
weeks.
big
So
company
like
with
it,
price gas
until the
and
war
demand.
happened.
it didn't.
And that's what
It was
OPEC is
until the
about.
war, and then
And that's
after
the reason why we
went
work
to
with
hell.
OPEC and why
After
UAE just let, was it UAE or Saudi just
No,
let
no,
UAE.
no, after the
that
what
was
happened
part
to
of the
Iran.
deal.
Mm.
In 2025.
Yeah, no, the
That
330
said,
was like
No, I do.
February.
Iran is fucking over the oil prices in Europe and Southeast Asia.
I think I have a
Really
picture,
bad.
but like
And
gas,
it's
yeah,
also,
back,
and
back
I'd
in
also
Canada,
say
it was
that
like
just
330,
because
340,
they're
350.
because that
This is in
the
February
fact
to
that
January.
the Strait of Hormuz is closed is now forcing them to divert from the sources that we would typically use, and that
And so, like,
forces
right
prices
before
up
the
for us
conflict-
as
Well,
well.
it's making them buy more American gas, yeah. But
And at the
again,
time I was like
we
praising
have
Trump. I'm like,
plenty of
okay, he kept
And
his
it's-
he kept
the
his
reason I
promise.
say
Gas
it's
is
not
actually down.
inelastic
Like
goods
this is
is
the lowest
because
I've
we
seen it
control
in
the rate
years.
at which we take
Like,
oil
those
out of the
first
ground.
4 months,
We can
everybody was
absolutely
cheering.
increase
Even
and
we were
decrease.
cheering. We're
Because we
like,
try to keep oil between $90 to $100 a barrel,
yeah,
basically.
we got.
That's just the
And then all
general
of a sudden it
industry
was like
standard.
after that
Most of
4 or
it
5
might
months,
be
it was
different
like,
value now.
the
But that's
fuck
how
is going on?
regulate
Like,
it.
this is
Like
Like,
absent the OPEC cartel that you're talking about, oil isn't an elastic good in that it's
No, that was a big. It was like, it
the
was
price
like,
does
oh,
not
yeah,
change
it was
the
like,
rate
the
of
budget, and it was like,
consumption.
all of that goes to military.
That
It
is
was like,
true, but that doesn't make it
What?
inelastic.
It does
What?
make it
Inelastic.
inelastic.
This was January, and this
the
is like a
amount of it
hypergen.
is so
This was I think
insane.
Palo Alto.
And there's
Palo
so
Alto's
much
not
excess
cheap.
that we have.
Because
Yeah.
inelastic
Also,
goods.
You should go to that gas station and show them that picture and say, I like
Conversation,
to,
but
I'd
there's
like to
two
get gas at this
conversations
price,
going on, so
please.
it's kind of hard.
This was on New Year.
I'm just saying.
Inelastic is a supply, inelastic goods are a supply
Yeah, so this
side
wasn't
thing,
even that
long
not a
ago.
consumer thing. That's
Yeah.
why I push back against that. You are absolutely right in that there will always be a set amount of oil being used.
So yeah,
There's
this
a
was just
baseline.
What percentage of
And that's not,
California's oil is
and the price of that isn't going to influence.
Is still what?
What percentage of California's oil is still in P. Diddy's mansion?
That's a
So
good
this was
question.
back when I
Maybe
was
it's
hating on
different kind of
Biden for the
oil.
gas
Oh
prices.
my god, you should go check
I'm like,
that
oh
out.
screw
Where's his
Biden, man!
mansion?
Look what he did to us.
LA, I think, I don't know.
Do you want to go
They
drive
got
there
that
tonight?
high?
That's
But that's-
actually
Yeah.
good.
We'll
Yeah.
check
No,
it
but
out.
it
We'll
was
see
even
how
worse
that
also.
goes.
Take the hammer. Be safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like people were posting
I
these
should not be
memes.
holding this though.
The
Alex,
that.
take that damn hammer. You're taking the hammer.
Evidence.
Yeah, I am.
It's hammer time.
And then I remember I went to Texas and I was like, oh my
Every
god,
time.
they have $2 gas.
Go with the flow.
Yeah.
It is said.
You should go to like Arkansas with you.
There's just less edible.
Or Oklahoma.
I think the other most notable piece of news is this really big push happening right now to open up 401ks and retirement funds to private equity and crypto.
Oh god.
No.
Can we get just general thoughts on that?
Hell no.
Hold on. Can we get some more specificity as to the limits and what exactly we're talking about? Because if it's any fucking crypto ever that you can invest in, no, absolutely the fuck not. Please.
Hell no.
But if you're like talking
It's
about
an active debate. There's no firm legislation.
if you're
here.
but like
It's
if you're
conversation.
talking about like Bitcoin and stuff like that, I'm probably still going to be opposed, but I'm going to have a less revulsive reaction than if you're just letting people use their retirement savings to invest
But
in
you can
any
buy
random
ETFs
shit
right now, right?
possible.
I'd be cool for that. All my retirement's in Ethereum right now. Like I have 0 401k and I have probably about 600 grand in
That's-
Ethereum.
How's that
That's
doing, bro?
My-
How's
my
that doing?
problem-
Good. No, I bought initially about 15,000 and it is now 500 plus. So
And
I would say
nice.
that is better than a 401k. So
100%.
It's
No.
just riskier is the thing.
My,
Yeah, but
my
that was a long
issue-
time
I
ago.
know,
I mean,
I know,
depends-
it's-
My
depends
issue
on
is
the-
Yeah.
that my issue isn't in the more
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ethereum.
It's been flat for a long time, I know that.
Investors are going to
Okay,
invest
if
in
you're
any
buying
random
Ethereum,
shitcoin
Bitcoin, or
possible,
Litecoin,
and that will
like,
put
I can
such an
understand more
insane
reasonable
strain on our
investment. If you're buying,
retirement
like,
funds
Top
and that
G
kind of
token,
stuff. Like social
or
security
like
numbers
Dogecoin,
because they
like,
don't
or
get
the
your 401k.
or
So-
the MAGA coin or like stuff like
One at
that.
a time.
DJT.
Would anyone like to explain the both practical and the moral
Pockets.
problems here?
Did someone with a small hat propose this? Maybe one that's about this big in diameter?
Diabolical.
Idea for you.
be
What
fair,
if we allow
check those-
retirement funds in gold? Gold futures.
Back to
Do
the
we
gold
not
standard.
already do that?
Oil futures.
Technically, no.
The amount of gold you need to back it is not there.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like silver stocks. The amount of silver stocks the amount of money in silver stocks versus the silver supply, or I guess what would be considered the available silver supply, it's like 380 times over what you need.
How about even if the gold is not there,
I'm gonna put my entire retirement fund into.
All our prices
actually
on black and
buying
craft.
More money.
gold.
Can we check out the gold in Fort Knox and
Wait.
determine this?
Hold on.
Gold back crypto.
Oh yeah, we'll be back to you in like 50 years.
Oh God, are we talking about putting 401k money in private equity companies though?
Yes.
BlackRock.
Oh God, please no.
Oh my God.
No.
BlackRock needs
No.
To each their own.
We already gave them the houses. We need to give them our 421.
Respectfully,
It's also
when
within the
when
houses,
we
though.
literally
What happens when it crashes, and then now you have to mortgage your house? What's your retirement coming off of?
when we literally guarantee our citizens an individual retirement package in the form of programs such as Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid, society does have an incentive to make sure they aren't spending their money in an irresponsible manner like this, especially in a tax-privileged 401k structure. That is just the truth.
Can we please stop deregulating the banks?
Sure.
I've had enough. Let's also separate personal and commercial banking again. That'd be nice.
Or you're gonna get assassinated by Israel.
Bro's gonna get assassinated by a lot of people.
We're like, wow.
A guy is
Wow,
But like,
that was quick.
if the claim that, to each their own,
The wire.
the claim that to each their own doesn't really carry a lot of weight in my honest opinion, just because we have a retirement system in place. I don't want people spending their money taking my taxes.
Also, it's predatory.
Yeah.
Paying taxes. I did not.
I can literally attack it in multiple different ways, but for some people, you have to go with a certain argument depending on what they're arguing for. Like the each their own argument really doesn't work when their conduct really screws over a lot of people by proxy. Like I just can't support it.
Instantly.
Like if you're talking about Bitcoin and Ethereum, we can have a nice conversation about that.
In their intelligence.
But even then, like
It's just volatility is the problem.
yeah, like it doesn't.
Mailed a letter with some
The
white
value of
paper.
crypto will only exist because people perceive value.
There is
Like, that's-
also
You get a letter
This
that
is-
Tel Aviv.
very bad. Inheritance doesn't happen anymore, pretty much at all.
No.
What doesn't?
Any Gen Zs
Wow,
or
I got a
millennials
free
like
package from
inheriting
Amazon.
property or value from baby boomers or Gen X.
None of them.
Anywhere.
Like it'll start picking up.
Wait, what do you
in the
mean?
future.
But even then-
Because they haven't died yet?
Yeah.
Even with death,
This little,
elder care is so
long
incredibly
ears.
expensive, estate taxes,
Oh wow, I didn't order this.
it's,
Let me just go open.
I mean, I don't feel bad for the boomers at all. They had their chance.
well, no.
No, but there's fucking us
Us
over.
can't inherit anything.
Yeah. We can't
I mean,
inherit
if-
anything
yeah.
because the people who are
Yeah,
paying
bro,
for
you can't
elder-
talk, buddy.
No, the people.
I know
paying-
you are
No,
talking.
shut the fuck. The people.
Can't either, though.
The people
How?
paying. The people paying for elder care and stuff like that. You know what they do? They just wait till you're dead, and then once you're dead, they go to your estate and then say, "You have this unpaid bill. We're gonna take this asset from you as payment for that, and then leave the estate with the rest." And oftentimes that takes out a hell of a lot of money.
I dealt with, in the last 2 weeks, 11 phone calls from scam companies claiming my mother had credit card debt when she died for credit card she didn't have.
Oh, they leaked that shit, huh?
Yeah.
it is not.
So it's
Like-
such a blast.
Like,
Now,
I
what,
get calls every day.
I get so many credit.
It's just
Okay,
like
I get-
home loans and business loans like every single day. You've been approved for. And it's like, what the hell?
what kind of debtor agency for the recently deceased is called fucking Ascension Point?
Is that an actual company though?
Yes.
They
Yeah.
are registered.
They will not stop calling me.
And you know for sure that they don't have
Wait,
this
ju-
debt. That debt didn't
just
exist.
don't pick up.
Wow.
Because the
Yeah.
more you pick,
No,
the
tell
more
them
you
to
pick
stop-
up.
No, you have rights. Just tell them to stop calling you, and that you will only accept any further communication through your lawyer, and then just go from there. Hopefully they'll stop
I'm
calling.
trying to get to my sister, and I'm trying to block that mostly. I keep giving them random phone numbers.
No, just tell them to fuck off. They can't call you.
Israel.
You can tell them to
I should
stop.
give them a lot of
Like it's
tips.
baby.
You can tell them to stop calling
I'm
you,
alive.
and if they don't listen, you can literally sue them for it.
Well,
Like, that is a thing.
I don't think that usually
Recently
works
deceased
when.
debtor company called Ascension Point.
Did he have? Is the CEO of that specific company have to like I don't know, just say his last name is like Bolton or like
Okay, hold on.
No,
Why
it
is
would be
that
Sing,
so
bro.
many freaking debt companies are based in Minnesota. Is there something going on with Minnesota that is causing all of that? Like I've received so many calls from debt companies claiming that I have a debt or some random person that I don't know, but they're calling my number, thinks they have a debt, and I search every single one of them, and they're always in freaking Minnesota. What is up with that?
Daycare,
the
childcare.
Did you ask for their skin color?
It's about
A what?
bananas
Was the word
and
ascension-
No, they always have like this very thick foreign accent that makes me think it's a foreigner.
Do you think they're
It's
like
probably
banana
like
and
an
rice?
Indian or a
I know, but
Pakistani or
if they're
something.
Indian, yell out Pakistan
Is
Zaziba,
that-
they will never
Is a
correct
part of
it.
the
No.
Pakistan misspelled for
What does
some
that even
reason?
mean,
It's
though?
like Pakistan
Very
number
good.
one,
Somebody is
Pakistan
it's
Pakistan
like
is
banana and
Ziba?
rice.
Zaziba,
Zaziba.
I think.
Pakistan Zaziba. Hey,
Zindabad.
okay, yeah.
Zindabad.
Zindabad.
Sure, yeah, you know what? I'll do it, and I'll report back on what happens then.
You know, I mean, I get calls all the time about how I have an overdue traffic ticket. I don't have a car. I have back taxes. I'm not paying property tax.
Back taxes.
It's
No, the U.S. government is not going to sell your tax debts. They're just going to throw you in jail. Like,
I'll
bro,
take the property back.
people. What concerns me though about these kinds of calls is that they are apparently lucrative enough where people can keep doing them.
Well, it's basically elder abuse.
Oh yeah,
It's the only market.
Well, yeah.
that's very
65
concerning.
and older is what they're going for.
Can we just not? Can we at
Again,
least take a long?
these-
They
why
send,
we
they
don't
send
have
an AI video of
inheritance.
the property getting blown
Exactly.
up. Like, oh no.
It's real.
It's real. My house is being blown up.
Have you
I'll
gotten
pay,
your
I'll pay
tax
you.
Extortion.
They have the laptop right
Oh,
next to
hey,
it, so
this
it's
is
the
fun.
CIA.
Despite complaints, Ascension Point has an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau.
Wow.
Whoa. An A+, bro.
5 out of 5.
What?
That's amazing.
Yup.
They have to know somebody.
I'm gonna check this shit. Let's see it.
It's
Let's read the
like a
let's read the
false Better
ratings.
Business Bureau. It's like a
Hey,
fake
you
one
can
they
tell
made
The
to
commercials
back
be like
to
a
like
Peter
credit
Business
their
Bureau.
fake pages.
Dude, they're
Just
joking.
like
Peter
to
Business
commercials,
Bureau.
like,
Unironically though, I have gotten refunds from companies by just threatening to file a complaint with the Better
Oh, it
Business
works all the
Bureau.
time, yeah.
Like
You
that
should
works
call
every
Ascension.
fucking time.
Yeah, you should.
We have a 10 to 10 service when it comes to people over when it comes to debt that they don't own.
I just send a
Nobody
random
breaks your
application to
kneecap
someone
by
after
the
they
section.
Hey,
to see
done.
the best.
Mark
out of anyone.
says, how do they possibly have an A rating here? Just the fact they are a company who try to collect money from living family members who lost a loved one tells you everything you need to know. Glad the supervisor said they would put me on a no-call list. You can decide for yourself. Just make sure to not give them any information. I call them vultures for continuing to call from various numbers after being blocked. Definitely harassment.
Whatever.
To whom it may concern, thank you for
It is
bringing your
biz.
concerns to our attention. Although we respectfully disagree with your characterization of our business practices or intent,
They're like, and
please
we
accept
respectfully-
this response on behalf of Ascension Point Recovery Service LLC.
Just send them
As
a
an
random
apology
IP
for
address.
any
They won't,
inconvenience or
they
confusion
won't
experience.
contact you back. We'll give you a call tomorrow. Because they're not texting
Hold
back
on,
to
hold on,
check
hold
in.
on. But if you tell them to not call you, and if you are literally blocking them, and they are
Call
still
them
spam
another
calling
number,
you from
it's
multiple different
harassment.
numbers, that is harassment. You cannot do that. You can sue them for that, unironically.
This gives me.
They probably, again, A+, best, no one breaks kneecaps like they
Oh,
do.
and
They'll hunt you down,
Yeah.
waterboarding, electrocution, everything.
well, everything except
Quality
actually
electric
Quality work.
if the way I see it, if they have a debt, they can come and take your foot for it. Until then, eat shit.
Every year we have our
You just
competition
get
rock.
paid. Your grandma
owed us
$100. Certified torturers.
Beautiful. Makes me proud to be an American.
They're like, bite the towel.
You're like, make sure to
Okay, also,
He's resisting.
criminal justice. This service is corrupt and uses illegal practices.
I don't have any
My mother
money.
died 4 months ago and left a balance on a Synchrony credit
That was all my
card.
life
When
savings.
she passed, there was no life insurance, no nothing. She had
Oh.
nothing. So I just returned from a trip to Florida. They submitted a death certificate. And imagine my surprise when I got a bill from a collection agency for the amount of my mother's credit card bill. Only my mother's name was on the account. I do not own this card. This bank is hounding me for it. Avoid this credit card and bank at all costs. They'll try to collect from this person that's not legally responsible for the debt. They will turn you over to a collections agency illegally, and they will threaten you with financial ruin.
Actually, legally responsible for the debt depends on the state.
It does.
Yeah.
But like,
And
if,
even then, you can file out-of-state lawsuits for it, and it's
yeah,
bullshit.
but also when it comes to debt, it is a pretty universal rule that if someone dies, you can only take from their estate. You cannot then hound living family members
Yes.
for that balance.
So
you cannot do that.
The coolest part of the whole process, Medicare in the state of Kansas, paying for cancer treatments, there is an outstanding medical debt. Obviously, that can't be inherited by anybody but an active spouse.
Right.
6 months after the fact, without mentioning or saying anything or a letter of warning, They emptied my dad's bank accounts.
What?
They'd been divorced for more than 10 years. He lives in California. She died and lived in Kansas. And they
So-
fully emptied the accounts
They emptied.
with no warning.
They emptied the bank account
This
of
is
your
Medicare.
divorced father.
Yes, this is Medicare too.
We beat Medicare.
It sounds more like Medicare trying to beat you.
Then they did it a second time.
Why?
And
They
they're, I
beat
mean,
it to
threatening
death.
lawsuits and tying them, and they're just like, no, we got your social security information because you were once married.
That is bullshit. That cannot be legal.
Yeah, no, that is deeply bullshit.
Straight up.
That
Wait,
is
so how's
not
the-
legal.
I don't know. It
How's
depends
your
on the
lawsuit
state, but in
going?
California, if you have medical
I don't know the
debt
details of it. I know
and
we're
you
working
don't
on
pay it, it technically can't go to collections because they're giving your medical records to collections,
Yep.
which is illegal. So if you don't pay your medical debt in California, they can't do anything against.
Well, they can't.
But it was in
either.
Kansas.
Yeah,
They can't do it there either.
They also can refuse farther service though.
that
Yeah,
is
which
true.
is-
I mean, if you
I
got
mean,
your
that's
life
what they
saved
use.
once, you know.
Like bail you out one time, get out of jail free card.
You got your one free.
You gotta double your money from that. You gotta like.
Oh, I didn't want that.
Yeah.
See, okay, understand. The reason I work full time is we need to pay medication, and because the bank account is empty, we still need to pay for medication. It's a really great situation. So I mean, damages plus.
Yeah, you need a.
It's
Yeah.
incredible.
Would it be cheaper to buy medication here?
Yeah,
or
that's
just fly to
fucking
Canada, buy it there,
ridiculous.
and come back?
Or
Or
just
legit,
fly to
or just drive to
Cancun and get the
Mexico.
bank.
Go to
Yeah.
Tijuana, like legit.
No, that's
True,
that's absolutely insane.
No,
Though.
it's
What
amazing.
the hell?
Yeah, it's
Selling
great.
his organs? What are you doing?
Medicare.
That
Yeah.
Medicare.
Yeah.
So
The
who's senior organized?
A state's Medicare did that
No, done, legit.
to you.
I know people who go to
Oh my
many
God.
countries.
It's
Bro.
You know where like
What the fuck?
That's how we technically.
These reviews are
If you do
are
need
insane,
medication,
though.
like I know people go to many countries and they can always.
These reviews are insane though. Literally all of the responses, quote, I don't have enough information to really give you anything about our case, so therefore I have opted to conclude this report as satisfactory. It's like, bro, shut the fuck up.
American healthcare.
Disgusting.
Beautiful
Can't
thing.
say. No, it's disgusting.
Well, they can't even collect from anything except for estates.
Do you want the?
Assuming they're a legitimate company, which I have my
We're working
doubts.
on that.
Or like.
Well, that
This
makes
is
sense
not
why they
like-
can collect from the state.
But they need
because
a,
there's
they
no
need the
medical
death
record.
Well,
sentence.
because debt doesn't transfer to another person. If my parents were to die and they had a debt, they could go to the estate and be like, hey, since you guys had this debt, we're gonna take this part of money or this asset from your estate to cover it. I could probably work with them on that and try to set up a payment plan or something like that. You know, that'd be fine. But they can't just go in and say you are legally they had nothing, so therefore you inherited this debt and are legally responsible, unless I for some reason put my name on it. Unless if I put my name on it, that's another
My
exception.
uncle had an issue. He was born with no support wrap around his throat, so he's like a little slow. So my
Right.
grandma, he was living with my grandma, and she put credit cards in his name without him knowing.
Oh.
So when she died, he got stuck with debt, and he was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, what the hell?"
I was like,
He filed for fraud and stuff, they removed it.
If he filed for fraud, then that's a completely different
Yeah,
case.
they were.
He was paying it for a while because he was like, "Oh, I gotta do what I gotta do."
And then he realized, no, that's fraud.
Yeah, and so
That's
it
why
was
it
like,
exists.
Give me my money back.
it was a whole issue.
Yeah,
After,
like
after he
America's
dumped a
only-
couple grand already paying, trying to pay it.
In
and-
Africa.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
It's where all the.
You know how expensive a 20-minute ambulance drive is?
$3,000.
There's like these.
It's amazing.
Also giving birth.
Oh yeah.
Anything, or anything.
Well, giving birth could cost about $1 million.
Well, that's because of insurance.
And a
That's
C-section.
because
is like an
insurance
extra.
already has
A
pre-negotiated
C-section is
pricing,
like
so
at least
as soon as you go in, all the
can't,
pricing's
like,
preset, everything's preset. You can have insurance or
or
not, they price
Well,
it.
they
It's
had
like
to verify that.
life insurance for that. I mean, it's good to have it, but
Having the middleman in the first place, it creates an incentive for everyone to try and outdo each other. So you have the hospitals who overcharge insurance because they're trying to take advantage of insurance. And then insurance passes that on to the consumers. And then the consumers are the only one who actually gets screwed.
and then when you get into Medicaid, Medicare, it's even worse because then you have like sometimes the federal government throwing money into things and incentivizing stuff, the state throwing in money to incentivize stuff, and then the doctors taking advantage of it, and then it just like it's a mess.
That's disgusting.
It's a mess.
They're playing with people's health.
Like there was a time where I saw $1 million baby delivery on $1
million baby.
It was
And they
Medicare.
don't care about their
Yeah, either way, it was like $1 million because I guess the baby had like a heart
African
problem,
development.
and then they fixed the heart problem, and it was like $1 million.
Yeah,
And,
we had a-
and Aetna paid it out. It was because through Medicaid, Medicare, you have to go through a private company for state. So I think California has Aetna and then maybe something else. But yeah, when I was looking,
And that's Blue Shield.
Yeah.
that's where I used to work with CVS Aetna. I automated their claims, their Medicaid, Medicare claims. So I was a tester, cybersecurity and programmer for them, so I had access to all the databases, and it was. It was COVID stuff was a big eye opener. Like there was so much money laundering going on. Like no to
Oh,
and it
shocker.
was sucked was that I wasn't the one who
Stimulus
programmed
checks.
it, but I tested all
Absolutely,
the functionality.
absolutely
And
shocking.
It was like 65% of all Medicaid Medicare claims became COVID claims.
Yeah.
All 65% of all of them, and we were like, oh, that's a bug, that's a defect, and they're like, yeah, there's a defect. We fix it, it goes down to 62%. They're like, perfect, and I was like,
Solid.
What the fuck?
62% of all what?
Guys,
And-
we added 2 lines of code.
People, it was like some people would come in for a cast, right? And usually when you bill, you don't bill for like a broken arm. You bill for like the cast, the medication, the surgery, X-rays, right? If you go in for like the flu, they don't charge you for the flu. They either charge you for like medication, swabbing, whatever. With COVID, anybody who came in and they tested for COVID or had COVID, $500. Just immediately $500. You come in, you have a broken arm. Oh, let's test you for COVID, $500. And then if they use a ventilator on somebody, automatically $35,000 for somebody. So that's why all these claims just skyrocketed, because every doctor was going through is like, oh, you're doing a COVID test, you're doing a COVID test, and then just $500, $500, $500, $500. It was just.
Is the ventilator continuously paid though, because it's a multi-day thing, or what?
One-time use, so it was just if you use a ventilator on anybody, you get $35,000.
From the state or federal?
It was kind of a mix, because it was like private insurance, because of Aetna, but because of Medicaid, Medicare, the state was funding some stuff, and then the federal was just like helping it somehow. Like
That's why there was a shortage of ventilators.
No, it was. That was
Yeah, I heard
because
about
everybody was like the first wave. Everybody was like, "Oh, give me my fucking $35,000, dude. Sorry, dude." Shove the throat down their throat.
It's already in my mouth.
Yeah, it's not a. There's lots of money laundering going on.
I have a cousin who was born with a backwards heart,
Oh.
necessitated immediate surgery, and then like 30, more like
Congenital.
6 open heart surgeries by the time he turned 21. But I don't know what the bill on that was. I know they moved out of town and mortgaged a home. It's
Like, we gotta get out of Dodge.
It was literally
They're like-
Dodge. No, it was, they moved from Dodge City to McPherson.
Oh my god.
So every time the doctors went in, they tried to flip it around. They're like, that one didn't work.
You gotta rearrange your room.
Okay.
Can I get 5 minutes real quick with you guys
Yeah,
before
absolutely.
we go out?
Go for it, yeah, why?
So I'm gonna give you guys a little rundown for Young Americans for Liberty stuff that's been going on. We are in the process of Cal State Fullerton takeover. Kind of similar issue with you guys, where half of the college Republicans there do not enjoy the turning point, and they're not getting numbers and different things, and so they're coming to y'all. There's quite a
With
few.
Isaac and Dylan
Huh?
at Fullerton.
I don't know exactly the names, but Good Board's been doing some work out there and going out there quite a bit. There's quite a few LA
What'd you say?
schools that are also in the same
Oh yeah.
issue as you
I'll
guys.
get
the
my
same low
backpack's there.
attendance through Turning Point and are wanting to swap over. Next semester, I want, if you guys are okay with it, there's some candidates and some candidate canvassing that you guys could help with. There's a few candidates in mind that we want to help. So if you guys are interested in aiding actual campaigns as Young Americans for Liberty or College Republicans.
Like Mike Rickey.
So he probably won't make it in the top 2. I mean he's doing pretty good, not gonna lie, as a libertarian candidate, he's like doing really good, but Richard Bailey more like
I see.
we're back. we were backing him to begin with, but he doesn't know quite yet. But
He's like,
no, he
I'm
knows.
endorsed by you.
He knows that the Libertarian Party in our coalition is helping him. Not Young Americans for Liberty yet. We're going to surprise him with that. So, which he's totally excited for if he does get that. But it's stuff like that where it's like every election year we want to try to pick out a candidate or two to kind of boost that and have you guys directly, like aid with their victories. And it's not just UCSD here, but also SDSU and other campuses. What we kind of want to do is make you guys our, you know how there's like a turning point action group where it's like you get involved with local politics and stuff? We want you guys to be our San Diego chapter for that. So it's like we'll bring in students from like SDSU, Grossmont, Mesa and stuff to help you guys campaign and do things. They'll have their own, campus chapters, but we want you guys to kind of be like the San Diego focal point. So it's like you guys will be able to endorse candidates through y'all and stuff like that.
I just want to point this out that under the bylaws of college Republicans, if there is a Republican in the race, you are obligated to back the Republican. That is a bylaw thing. That is a state thing. Chapters have been nuked off the face of the planet for endorsing against.
As college Republicans.
As
This
college
would technically
Republicans,
be as
yes.
a third organization.
Which would be y'all, yeah. So it wouldn't be, it's the same thing with the Libertarian Party. We can't endorse anybody besides Libertarians, but this is also a way for us to work with liberty-minded conservatives to endorse, conservative or libertarian candidates, people that kind of either or. So it's like both of our hands are tied where it's like, college Republicans can only endorse Republicans, even though there'd be maybe a really good standing candidate. Say it's a Democrat, right? And you're like, oh god, right?
Depends on the candidate. I feel like in Richard Bailey's case, I don't know.
Right.
Everyone's known him since Coronado, so I feel like he's so well backed and.
But he's not a Republican right now.
He's
He's
technically
no party
independent.
president.
As a no party.
He's no party. So
Everyone knows him.
and-
He is.
And we did have a hand in that. I kind of pulled him away. But nonetheless, though, you guys want to be able to endorse Richard, which he is a very, in my opinion, wonderful person. Great
I've always
candidate.
liked Richard.
But it's not just him too. It's outside of just this election, I think you guys can have a lot of influence in San Diego in general. So it's just something to think about for next semester. Like I said, we're in the process of kind of doing what we're doing here in multiple other campuses. So it's not just you guys feeling what you're feeling through Turning Point and stuff. It's like pretty throughout California.
It's wider than that.
So it is, but there's been a lot of, like, even I'm getting Turning Point mail from Turning Point, trying to, like, recruit me for Turning Point and stuff, and I'm like, oh god, like, this isn't, like, they're hiring and stuff for a reason right now. It's because they're on the decline. So, yeah, just giving you guys an update and something to think about. San Diego needs your help, so.
No, thank you for the offer. We'll definitely talk about it. It's just candidate by candidate basis, but it also depends on if it's going to be through CR, TP probably not, or
TP no, because the org structure's nonprofit, they literally can't endorse. And again, if there's a Republican in the race,
And
you
CR
are
has to
obligated to endorse the
I
Republican.
understand
That is a bylaw
But if
thing.
there's non-Republican in the race,
If there is an independent or a libertarian in the race, you are free to endorse how I believe you want. I would have to double check that, but that's
in
my
Richard
impression.
Bailey's context.
No,
especially
Richard
with
Bailey, no one would give you shit for that. We've endorsed Richard Bailey.
Yeah. Even the Union Tribune endorsed Richard Bailey.
That was a shocker.
That was a real
Dude,
shock.
Union Tribune is just dog shit.
Well, yeah. I blame them for taking Faulkner's campaign.
You, bro.
There you go. Coming again, elections are next week if you're interested in running for a position.
Is that just for context? Is that just for to declare your candidacy, or is that the actual change is going to happen next week?
We're gonna put out a
Actual-
form on social
yeah,
media
the
with
actual election is next week.
Copy.
Yo, Dylan, you ready? I'm just
Whose
kidding.
backpack is this? Oh,
Yeah,
that's
that's-
Alex.
So, as always, thank you for the invite.
No, thank you.
Thank you. I got it wrong. What was that?
I was just making a joke. I was asking if you're gonna run again.
Enjoy.
Yeah, twice. Yeah, just come back.